roll high, big whips, big joints, big blunts, it's the Buckeye way. We rollin' nothing but that loud, Buckeye loud pack. Let's roll up Ohio. Heavy bass hits, horns rise, Mastamynd Cannabis, Ohio Cannabis live. We here to unite. Let's light it up. Ohio where we roll high, big whips, big vibes, big joints, big blunts, Buckeye loud for life. From 216 to 614, we keep it lit. 330 and 740, we the ultimate. Nothing but that loud pack, the pride of the state. Roll it up, light it up, let's elevate. From Akron to Canton, Columbus to Dayton, Buckeye buzz so strong, there's no debating. You can see the smoke rise, we shining bright. Ohio loud, got us glowing in the satellite light. Ohio Cannabis live, yeah, we here to stay. Uniting 88 counties in a major way. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. We on a whole new level, Ohio's the vibe. Big clouds in the sky, Buckeyes ride or die. From 419 to 513, we keep it tight. 937 and 440, we ignite. Big joints in Columbus, big blunts in the south. From Toledo to Cleveland, we lighten the loud. Ohio's united, this our time to shine. 88 counties reppin', all on the grind. Put it in a joint, light it and smoke it, Buckeye pride strong. Ohio's the focus, from I-70 to 71 we ride. Ohio Cannabis live, keeping us unified. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. Ohio, Ohio, let's rise together. Buckeye pride, yeah, it's now or never. Big clouds, big vibes, we set the tone. Ohio's
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mastamynd here for Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope y'all got to see y'all fireworks. Yeah, we gotta turn that off right, man, because that's getting too many comments at once. What's up, everybody? If you're new to the content, please do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe button. And thank you for all those who are returning here. It's good to have y'all back here. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. And let me know what you're medicating on, if you medicate. And if you are not a member of our channel, you should join it now so you have an opportunity to get your free clone. So make sure you join, become a member. It's only $1.99. Thank you for all existing channel members. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Cleveland Close friend. Let's roll up Ohio. Hey. You got you some runtsberries. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I see you, man. It says here you got 50 XP points. Top says Kevin's a top fan. All right. Okay. So yeah, so we got a goal here. What's up, Steve? Hey, Nuke Niece. Good to see you here. All right. So we're gonna jump in today's show. Very clearly what I said. But before we get into that, let's cover one thing first. We only need 90,000 more views to reach our goal here. So that's a big achievement. I thank all of y'all for helping me get there. Definitely is a major milestone. So Thank you for helping me get there. We're gonna get to this million so we can have this party, have this celebration. It's about to be summertime. So like I said, I definitely thank y'all for helping me with all this. Um, that's an old news line. That isn't the actual headline that I thought I wanted to. That's not the one I wanted. Oh. So sometimes you know the wrong headline comes up and I have to fix it in real time. Okay, so 121 cities ban weed in Ohio. That's the headline. That's the thing, the message we're going to talk about briefly today before we roll into what events are coming up in July and opportunities where you might be able to run into Mastermind, maybe get you something free, get you a wristband or something like that. More on that here in a minute. So make sure you like, subscribe. Because today is the 4th of July, and I know people are getting ready to go watch fireworks and everything, this will be a condensed and shorter show today. So it'll be a couple things I cover, and then the show go into what we go into towards the end, and then you guys will go enjoy y'all fireworks and the rest of y'all Fourth of July holiday. So as it says here, right underneath my name, right underneath this thing, 121 cities have banned weed in Ohio. What does that really mean? It's not just cities, okay? It says cities, but to be more specific, we're talking about municipalities, villages, townships, places you might live in that have banned them. So, according to a recent article published by Ohio State, they count about 121 municipalities. So that could be a city, a township, a village, uh, or something like that, where they're not allowing recreational sales. And some of these places doesn't even make sense because they already have medical cannabis in their dispensary. It makes no sense to me why they would do this, but for some odd reason they have done this. Hey, Mama Mastermind, thank you for the super chat. And it just doesn't make any sense because right now we have uh, people who are trying to get access to this, and all they can find is these things that are sold in these corner stores, gas stations, and whatnot. And that's not necessarily what everybody is looking for. So, here we are in a situation where you might live somewhere here in Ohio, be watching this stream, and your city has banned recreational cannabis. And this is a big deal. I mean, I think that, people say, well, Mastermind, well, the legislators are going on recess and, you know, it's going to be let the good times roll. But no, we still need to continue to plan to organize town halls. And I think what makes sense, and I'm going to say it out loud, is we should be going to town, having town halls in some of these 121 cities that got weed bans or locations. I think that we should be utilizing our resources to figure out where these town halls should be at, how we should have these town halls, and who should be at these town halls. I think that's the message I'm trying to convey with this title of the story is that not everybody knows where these bands are. We don't have time to go through all 121 names, but it is published, it is online, it is public information. So you should check to see if your location is banned. And if it is, I want you to tell me that in the comments that you live in a location that is or isn't banned. So put that in the comments for me. If you're watching this on the replay, first of all, like, share, subscribe. Next, join our membership program. It's only $1.99. You could get a free clone, one clone per year for entry-level members. VIP members can get up to 3 clones per year when available. Also, members get access to events. So if you're a member of the channel, you can get all the exclusive benefits, not to mention VIP access to me. You can talk to me when you need to. I can help you. You get all kind of other extra perks. I'm gonna let Jimmy and Lynette, my moderators, tell you more about it in the comments over there for y'all that don't know. They've been here helping moderate this platform with me for many years now, and we're just getting bigger. So again, you're looking at a lot of information that's got to be disseminated to a lot of people. And at the same time, we still got to have some fun. So, because we got to have some fun, Mastermind is going to learn what a blinker is. And to learn what a blinker is, and some of you might know what a blinker is, I got me a new toy. So I've already filmed a review. You'll have to watch it and see if I actually do a blinker in the video. Don't worry, it's only 5 minutes. So I need you to watch the whole video to the end. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. This is a Puffco pivot. And no, they did not sponsor this video. I had to pay for this with my own money. But just to say that so we know it wasn't a sponsored gift. So definitely make sure you tune in for that video once we release it. It will be released soon. I will not waste time with you. I just want to touch base on AI content, AI videos that you might see on this channel. AI videos are a trend. AI is a tool. What we will not do is let AI be used on our platform to insult people, mislead people, confuse people, make people feel uncomfortable, or just say things that just don't make no damn sense. Except maybe sugar booger, booger sugar. Oh man. So if you haven't seen the video that we put out and you don't know what I'm saying when I say booger sugar, then that's all right. Go watch that video and find out what booger sugar is. Because it's not what they said it was in the other videos. So, what I want to talk about is that we have these cities that are banning weed, okay? But at the same time, we're having all these events about weed in Ohio. So instead of just focusing on politics for the next several months, there's going to be some things that we focus in on this channel that I think we missed last year. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do my very best, keeping in mind my health ain't the best. I ain't got no money. But I will say, thanks to you, we cracked an all-time high on the YouTube revenue. We made it up to $220. That almost paid for the accounting, people. So thank you so much for that. That helps us. Thank you on my mastermind and for contributing as well. Thank you, Jimmy, for giving out free memberships. Thank you for all the other people who contributed to the channel. Thank you to all the channel members who are paying the monthly fee. That money helps us keep going. I can't stress enough to you that I had to make tough calls about what things to keep going, what things to minimize, because it costs so much to price the website things. They're raising the price on me. Literally, like every month, I get, not only are they raising the price on me, they're changing what day they're going to charge me for this stuff. So they're charging me whatever day they feel like charging me for. And you know what the bank does? They go, Mastermind's good for it. They just charge me on anyway, before I can even get any money to pay these people. So, you know, this whole, that's a whole nother video about how these automated payment things go, and all these things we run to keep this going. So yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. We working on new technology and new things here. So I want to try to experiment with you. And this could, and you all tell me in the comments, and it is what it is. I'm back in the kitchen. You knew that already, right? You didn't know I was in the kitchen. You didn't know where I was. All right. So you see, it's mics in my hand. So what I'm gonna do. Think that. All right. So what I need to know from you all. Hold on, let me see something here. Let me get this all the way working. Okay. All right. What I need to know from all of you is how well the audio sounds on this mic. This is an experiment I'm using to see if I can utilize this mic. A lot of times you'll see me using this mic out in the field, and sometimes actually not even connected. So now we are connected, and I'm testing out just what this camera can do, how far can it track me, and how well the audio sounds. So y'all tell me how well I sound on the microphone. I'm gonna walk over here. I don't know if y'all can still see me. Oh, that hurt. Okay, so I'm over here. You still follow me? Yeah, still follow me over here. So you guys getting a whole different angles here. So this is the technology that I'm working with, and I'm working on making this technology completely mobile beyond my laptop because my laptop is just a big heavy paperweight. So let me see what y'all say in the comments. Let's see here. Loss, loss, or low end on the mic sounds good. Better when you hold the mic lower. Okay, so maybe like about right here. Is that good? How's that sound? Testy, testy. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you are new to my content, please do me a big favor and smash the like and subscribe button right now. Smash it right now. Is it time for me to go in live mode? Is it time for me to go in the preacher mode for y'all? Should I start to testify for y'all? If you can see what my dog is doing down here, I don't know. Let me see. Can I show him? Will it show him? Hi. Show Miracle. Wait, the chair's in the way. Let me see. Move the chair. No, you can't see Miracle because the banner's in the way. But hold on, let's try something. Let's see. All right, hold on, let's try this again. You going live, Miracle? No, she's still not there. She's like invisible. How do you do that, doggy? Tell him. I see you barely there. But okay. But yes, so now you see this new technology is a lot different than what you used to seeing me do. And I could walk around a lot more. So, another thing happened today. Today's harvest day. I'm harvesting some layer cake. So if you got a harvest coming up, let me know what you harvesting. And let's see if this thing finds my head. All right, all right, all right. So this works out. Gives you a whole different perspective on how we plan on doing things here at Ohio Cannabis Live. Because the idea here with this is so we can actually run more than one microphone. So run like 5 mics. That way, if we got like 5 people talking at the same time, like a major conference of people, we can run multiple mics all in one system, even if it's just our phone or something. So we're testing a lot of stuff here. But you're getting to see all of it in real time, in real testing here. All right. So is anybody cooking out? It's the 4th of July. What are y'all doing? Are y'all going to the fireworks shows? Let me see in the comments. Did you look up your city to see if it was banned yet? And how's the weather? I need that viewer forecast from y'all. So let me switch mics here. Mic check. Yep. All right, we're switched over. Wait till you see the next thing when I get up and it like all moves with me. It's gonna blow your mind. Like this is just the beginning. This is just sitting on top of my laptop. This isn't even like this ain't even it, y'all. We about to go way beyond this. I'm just getting started. So yeah, so in essence here, we want to talk about some events that are coming up for July. So it's gonna all happen fast. Monday, Ohio Classic here in Columbus, Ohio. Friday, Klutch opens a new dispensary in this old building they coined rock and roll in. Boom. Saturday, Toke Float near Akron. End of the month, Stargazer, 25th through the 27th in Waverly, Ohio. So I'm gonna try to be at all these events. And if you want to see me, look for me at these events. Make sure you get your picture. Make sure you get your stickers if they ain't already gone by the time you get there. And make sure you get your VIP wristband. If you see me, you say Mastermind. I subscribe to your channel. I need a wristband. Well, I'm gonna say, show me you subscribe to the channel. And then maybe you get one. But you better catch me because they're gonna go fast. We only got about 500 left, and then after that they're gone. So we had 1,000. So I tells you, 500 people walking around with VIP wristbands that's gonna get them free access to expos and other events, secret parties. That's why we call it Ohio Cannabis Live VIP. So it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. So I know I've had the comments off the screen a lot today, only because they were distracting me a little bit. But I just want to reiterate that if you ever need anything, have questions, we didn't cover it on the show, you have an idea, you'd like to be on the show, all you gotta do is go to the email here, right there. There we go. info@ohiocannabislive.com, or go over here and hit that subscribe button right there, somewhere right there. It's subscribe, like, and yeah, there's a share that's missing. Then over here, visit our website, ohiocannabislive.com. So make sure you do that because all this stuff helps the search algorithm. It helps our information get to more people. And I think that it's important for people to understand things. And I want to wrap today's show with some important things for you to take away for this weekend. First of all, issue 2 was what we voted for. More than 57% voted for issue 2 to legalize cannabis for adults over 21. People who are medical patients can be 18 or older and have a medical cannabis card with a qualified condition. Consumption of cannabis in public is not authorized, not permitted. Consumption of cannabis is supposed to happen private property, out of the view of the public. This is not something that we support or agree with. However, this is what the current policy is right now. There are no consumption lounges. There are no cannabis places that are sanctioned by the state of Ohio. So if you go to a place and they're smoking weed there, just know if the law shows up there, the liquor control board shows up there, and it's a bar, and they get caught with somebody smoking weed at the bar, that they could be sanctioned. They could get fines. They could lose their liquor license. Keep that in mind when you go to your local bar who is maybe letting you smoke weed out back. That's still not legal. Just like we got these stupid smoking ban that everybody let happen in the beginning. This is how it all started. This cigarette, blunt, and cigar smoking ban. Y'all put that in there years ago. And this is where all this other smoking thing came in, back when Kasich was in office. Okay? So that's where all that come from. So understand that. Home grow. The home grow count never changed. In the law, it was 12 plants per household. That's 2 adults over 21. Home grow takes place out of public view. So it has to be in a secure place that is away from anyone under the age of 21. A locked, secured area. It can be grown outside, but it needs to be in a secure area. And you need to definitely be careful of what you're growing outside. Um, you know, Another thing I think people get mixed up on is how much cannabis can you buy? You can buy 2.5 ounces of flower, 15 grams concentrate, or 15,000 milligrams of THC concentrate. So it's a real, the concentrates edible thing gets a little weird. But at the end of the day, what most people care about is how much bud can I buy, and that's 2.5 ounces. How much bud should I be riding around with my car? No more than 2.5 ounces. If you're riding around with more than that, you get pulled over, you're still going to have a problem. Doesn't matter where you bought it from. Doesn't matter whether you bought it from here, you bought it from Michigan, you bought it from your homies, you grew it yourself. Doesn't matter. You get pulled over and you've got more than 2.5 ounces of weed on you, it could be a problem. It's likely to be a problem. Okay. Medical patients are still not technically permitted to smoke cannabis. Recreational consumers are. Recreational consumers are paying an extra 10% sales tax, which they still would like to raise to 20%, by the way. So they still want to raise the sales tax to 20%. It's not over. It's not. Don't think because we're going to summer break with these folks that this is over. It's not. This is not over. Another thing is that delivery. This something else comes up. Delivery was permitted, written in the issue too. However, there was no clear framework instruction other than only that delivery can only take place from a dispensary. So all these people saying they ordered something, it was delivered to them, and they got delivery somehow in Ohio, not official stuff. Sorry, it just ain't legal. It just ain't happened yet. It's and if we don't fight for it, it won't happen. So delivery, okay, ordering online from websites, okay. Here's a telltale thing about a fake dispensary. They have weird hours, they require a minimum purchase, and they take credit cards and debit cards for payments online. Don't do it because any legal dispensary in Ohio does not accept credit card for a form of payment. That's a red flag right there. And there is ways to pay online through our legal dispensaries, but this is through writing a electronic check through ACH. This is not through debit card transactions. If you go to a dispensary and they give you an option where you can use your debit card, this is called a cashless ATM. What this means is that they're basically tricking your bank into thinking you're doing an ATM withdrawal. And I do mean tricking. So you're better off just going to the ATM because guess what? The price is the same. And you're better off going to the ATM at your bank first because if you go to their ATM, you're getting charged by their ATM vendor and by your bank. Unless you have a bank like mine that waives the fee for you, you're getting robbed every time you go there and don't get your money first. Or you can still use Spender. Spender is still writing a check. It's ACH. So that is another option that you can do. Spender doesn't have any fees. They do have a rewards program where you can get some. If you spend so much money, they might give you some money back off your purchases in the future. They're only want to have that program. It's only going to work at legal dispensaries. If you go to a dispensary and they're selling pre-rolls, red flag. We have not released pre-rolls. So if someone's selling pre-rolls in a dispensary setting, it's not a real dispensary at this time. Pre-rolls have not been announced. Not one legal license holder has rolled one and packaged it for sale at this time. I can confirm that. They're allowed to practice. I was told it was going to happen this week. It didn't. So something's happened. Their little plan fell through because pre-rolls was actually in Senate Bill 56 too, by the way, for some weird reason. All this stuff to block this shit, but all in the middle of it. By the way, pre-rolls is okay. You tell me if that don't make no sense. They're fighting against every damn thing. But down in the fine print, in the analysis, in the comparison, pre-rolls authorized. But guess what, everybody? Pre-rolls is already authorized by the Division of Cannabis Control, and they're still not done doing that. That's that whole thing. Remember when we had to get rid of the tier 1, tier 2 system, and it took forever to get that done? Remember that? Remember how it was going on and on and on about the tier 2, tier 1 thing? We finally got rid of that shit. This is the same shenanigans with the pre-rolls. It goes through a process, and then it goes through a thing called J cards, and all those things to make it a rule, not a law. What Senate Bill 56 would have done was made this a law about pre-rolls, whereas Division of Cannabis Control is making a rule about allowing pre-rolls because it was in the law anyway. And the reason it was in our issue law is because it was part of the various methods of consumptions that don't get talked about. I mean, I'm waiting to see which processor comes out with suppositories first, which processor makes inhalers. And something else I learned that y'all should be aware of if you are an existing cannabis consumer in our industry is that many companies are now repackaging and swapping each other's plant material because it ain't selling, it ain't hitting, the name is bad, the weed is bad, it's all kind of reasons. So you might see the same strain being offered by 2 different companies, and I want to let you know it's probably the same weed that they done literally repacked. This was not happening before, but now I'm confirmed this is happening. Company A got a bunch of this weed that they can't get rid of. Company B says, hey, send it over here, man. Let me get a deal on it. Let me repack that shit. They repack it as their weed, I know this video will get clipped. And then they're going to resell it to you and make it seem like it's some new company, new brand. And it's the same weed, same strains, same cultivator. And sometimes it's not even that it's bad weed. It's just a bad name. It's a bad brand name. It's a poor marketing campaign. Marketing is terrible in Ohio. And I'm not blaming the companies for this. 100% blaming the system. The way it's restrictive, the way that it's set up, all the red tape they got to go through. I can't even believe I'm about to tell y'all that I got a rumor, and I am going to say it's a rumor, but I heard it was done. Snoop Dogg weed coming to Ohio, y'all. Bet you didn't think I was going to tell you that. Somebody dropped that on me. So I said it. I cannot confirm or deny it completely at this time. But if it is true, and I said, what's it going to be called? Death Row Records? And they was like, nah, it's Death Row Cannabis. I was like, hogwash. There's no way that the DCC approved Death Row Cannabis. I don't think that's what it's called. So I don't know what it will be called. It might be called Snoop Dogg Cannabis. I don't know. It may not even happen. I remember when Lil Wayne wanted to bring his stuff here, and it didn't happen. But yeah, Dave Chappelle weed. What would the strain be called? I could just see it now. Shut up, beep. Hey man, you get that new shut up? Hey, that's that new stuff. What's up, Marcus? What's up? So it's one of them things where I think that we've got Wu Tang. Has anybody tried that yet? There's Wu Tang. There's the Belushi Farms. There's the Willie Nelson that's been here for a while. There is is it Ric Flair? I think Ric Flair. Um, who else do we got? So we got a bunch of them. Then I'm working on that Mastermind Cannabis coming out. You know what I'm saying? So you start telling this picture, she wants some Mastermind Cannabis up in there. You tell them we need some Mastermind Cannabis back on shelves ASAP. I'm about to get some protesters lined up. Start lining up in this picture. Mastermind, Mastermind. Imagine that. They'd be like, oh my God, who is Mastermind? There's 100 people outside asking for Mastermind Cannabis. Mastermind, Mastermind. They wouldn't know what to do. Like, man, we need that Mastermind Kush, man. Where is that shit? you know, homegrown is great once you get it going. Once you get it going, once everything's working, but you can't grow everything at once, can you? Yeah, maybe you could. I don't know. Some people have a lot, but I do feel like every now and then it's all right to go to the store and buy something different. Try something out just to compare where you are to where the industry is. And that's typically what this is for me. I have tried a lot of different companies over the years, so I don't need to go back and repurchase so many of these different because they repacked it or changed their name. I don't have to worry about that. But I do think that there are some things worth trying, and there are some strains worth trying so that you can determine whether you're gonna grow them later. And that's really where I got to where I'm at, y'all. Is that I tried a lot of strains until I found the ones that worked for me, and those are the ones I'm growing for me. And I'll tell you those names right now. Layer cake. You guessed it, right? Runts, ice cream cake, and lemon cherry gelato. Why am I growing these things? For pain, for anxiety, for appetite, and for memory. Oh, wait, and for my stomach. So there are 5 reasons that I'm using and growing cannabis. It is not all just about that because I've been using it since I was 15 years old. And for those who don't know, this has been in my life the entire time. Before it legalized, before I come to Columbus, before any of this stuff, I was using cannabis. I was doing all the things, but I was never publicly open about it. I was terrified. I lived a double life like Superman or something. I lived this life of everybody thinks Mr. Riley is Mr. Straight and Narrow. He don't do nothing wrong, and he surely doesn't smoke weed. He couldn't possibly smoke. Well, I made sure every time I went somewhere, I was like, I gotta take a shower before I go to somebody's house. Before I go to the doctor, I had to make sure you wouldn't go smell not an inch of weed on my body. I'm just gonna scrub it off and make sure my fingers and there's so many hand sanitizers here, and it ain't because of the pandemic. Because I be like trying to make sure when I shake somebody's hand, it doesn't smell like weed. That was the old me. The new me, I don't care. But I do sometimes. Because at the same time, you know, you get in close spaces and it's hot outside and or it's just tight space, sometimes you got to freshen up, but at the end of the day, there's so much new technology in regards to odor control with smoke cannabis and also new ways to consume cannabis like this. And these things still have odors. So I still think in the cannabis world, we're still trying to solve the odor problem. And I think that is a realistic thing to accept. The cannabis, it smells good to us before we light it, but when we're burning it and after the fact, depending on how we burned it or how we consumed it, well, we just stunk up the place, didn't we? Yeah, we stunk up the place. So that's the future, I think, is, technologies to come out. I've seen some fans and vacuums that suck up the smoke and supposedly it comes out clean on the other side. But I still haven't seen this being a scalable thing where, like, maybe you can buy something for your AC to put on there and it'll suck up all the weed smoke and filter it out from destroying your furnace. But I think when you look at when you spend thousands of dollars on a furnace or a hot water. I mean, not a furnace or an air conditioning system. Um, and you're a homeowner, you're thinking about a lot of these things about dander and pollen and efficiencies. And so a lot of things when you're not a homeowner, you don't think about these things. But sometimes you have neighbors who just don't want to smell it. And so I think that the evolution of cannabis consumers is effective odor control. There's some great candles out there. Let me know what you think about the candles. I think candles are really cool. But you have to be careful if you light them. It's a fire hazard. Could be risky if you forget the candles lit. That happens, right? And then they have warmers now where you can just warm the candles. But these odor eating candles are one way. Supposedly they can eat odors. Um, but anyway, it's just I'm rambling about candles, but it's just a lot of stuff we still got to work out in Ohio. And there's a lot of these ancillary businesses that would like to get in. And I'm saying at the wrap of the show, I'm saying that the goal here is to give people as much information while still providing some fun and entertainment. So that's why I just encourage you to stick with me because all content that I do will not be political. I can assure you of that and that I will be posting some videos from the events that I go to over the next several weeks. I will be looking for your feedback about those events. And if you're going to be at the events, let me know. If you would like for me to interview you at the event, please email me right away. Put this email back up here again. So if you're going to be at any of these events that I ran off, the Classic, the Klutch event, the Toke Float, or Stargazer, let me know if you want to be interviewed or if you just want to make sure I know you're going to be there. feel free to shoot me an email and just put what event we're talking about in the title so I know which event it is, not some weird spammer or something. So again, I thank all of you for being here. Don't forget in the comments, whether this is replay or live, the weather in your area. Um, let me know what you're cooking for dinner. I want to know what your 4th of July plans are. Okay. And I also want to know how well the audio sounded when I switched over from the mic back over. I want to know whether the audio was significantly better, because this is a lav lapel mic, versus the Smurf mic. Somebody's going to call it that, man. You did a big blue Smurf thing out of your face. So what? This is the same color as my house. I'll show you. You'll see that later. But anyway, so let me know that in the comments. And also, if you think there's something else that I should cover on the show, you like to see us cover on the show, shoot me an email. Let me know. This is like I talked to one viewer who told me, some feedback about testing, public testing, and how important public testing should be. And I made sure that when I did my testimony, that I included that. So just know that you sending me these information, I might not be able to read all these comments because that's a lot going on. And as you can see, I don't have my glasses on. But I do read my emails and I do listen to what y'all say to me. And I do try to incorporate these things that make sense into the flow, into the content, into what I'm saying to lawmakers. So I just let you know your messages are being heard. And anything that I might have missed, believe it or not, my moderators have caught it and they come back and tell me later. Or even Mama Mastermind might be in here moderating, watching, and she'll tell me about it. So if I missed anything you said that you feel like was important, don't think that I ignored you. Just know that they're cataloging it, make sure that I didn't miss it. And I go back through a lot of the comments myself. But it is overwhelming when you start to get thousands of comments and you get thousands of messages from multiple different places. It can just be very difficult. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, some cat on the internet, for checking in live. And this is what it's about: connecting with people here, letting you know that I'm here to give you the information, but I'm not going to just sit here and talk to a screen. I want to talk to you. I want to interact with you. And the news media, they have lost sight of that. They're just there talking to a screen, to a camera, and they're not talking to their audience anymore. This is why their numbers are terrible. And I'm talking about all news media. If you look at it across the board, look at what traditional news media is getting on their views, and then look at what like homegrown YouTubers are doing or other influencers doing, their numbers are through the roof. They can make any video about any genre you want. They got way more pull than the regular traditional folks. And it's because they connect with the viewers. That is the beauty of a live stream. And this is why some people can't figure out why their YouTube isn't taking off. Well, I'm going to tell you the number one secret here. Talk to your viewers. Find a way. Find time. And I don't mean just talk to them on the stream. Talk to them when you can. Talk to them. Connect when you can. Because these relationships you build with your streaming community can spawn huge things. I spent 10 years studying YouTube before I even did what we did here. 10 years I studied this before we got to where we are now. And it took multiple channels before we got to where we are now. So it is a consistent learning process, even for me. I'll never be the mastermind of this. I can say that never, because they're going to keep changing things. It's going to keep evolving, the platform, the software, technology, and the people. I mean, eventually, will I really be sitting here, or will it be a computer AI person of me, or will it be students or workers? It will be a combination probably of all those things eventually. So that's why I just encourage you to stay with me on this journey of learning this new technology, working with new partners. And also, the last thing I want to say before I go is that if you're interested in becoming a channel sponsor, our sponsorship is very affordable. Again, email us at info@ohiocannabislive.com with the title and the subject as sponsorship, and we can certainly work something out for you, help you build your brand or whatever business that you're trying to do that's legal, and get your exposure on our platform, because we are sitting here 900 plus thousand views later without giving YouTube a dime. We never paid for any type of paid advertising. I can confirm that. YouTube has been paying us for the last 3 or 4 years. We're not paying them. So I thank all of y'all for being here. I done went way over my time. It's supposed to be a short stream. We went the whole mile. We went the whole thing. Because I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I want y'all to have a wonderful and safe 4th of July. And I will see all of y'all on the next stream. I'm going to leave y'all with some fireworks. I'll see y'all soon. Maybe even later. Still got to figure out how to do that blinker.